Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the next session of SAP ABAP on HANA training series. Thank you for choosing JK tutorials. Okay, so let's get started. In the last session, we have seen the S4 HANA readiness check, which is a platform which is given to us from SAP and which is completely free. Okay, as I told you there, like we are having two SAP notes, release notes, which are useful for us. And second, this is my two notes, okay, which you can go and these are some reports. Okay, so let's get started and let's go back. Now we will know what are the evolutions of SO4 HANA. We have already seen this. Okay, also now we will see what else SAP HANA is capable for. Okay, what else SAP S4 HANA is can do? Why do we move to S4 HANA? So one major difference you saw in S4 when your company is moving to S4, it's a simplified data model, which means they have simplified the tables and designs. Whatever the complex it was previously in the other databases, they have simplified the data models in the S4 HANA, in the HANA database. They have removed some tables, they have added some new tables also, they have changed the fields, they have done a lot of these things. Okay. So that's one thing which you have got as a part of S4 HANA. Then the another question which we think is uh, like what are the benefits of doing it? Why we will move to S4 HANA? Why do we like when everything was working fine, then why are we moving to this S4 HANA? So let me talk about the benefits of simplifying this data model. What did SAP achieve when they did the simplifications of data models? Okay, so here if we will go there in the and when SAP started, okay, here you can see in 2015 this S4 HANA came. Okay, so as you can see, this is a design diagram which showcases you the evolution of ERP system also, starting from 1972. In 1972, what was the R1 was the system. Okay, SAP started with R1, and then in 1979 we got this R2. Okay, which means real time two tier architecture. Okay, the presentation layer is on the another server and the application and database layer is on the different server. Then we got R3 and finally in 2015 here you can see these are our main R1, R2, R3 and this in main which we need to understand. And finally in 2015 SAP announced SAP S4 HANA. You can see this also answered the question yesterday we was asking someone was sorry guys. Okay, since SAP HANA was released, it was since November 2015. Okay, so this is when S4 HANA was first released in the market as a solution. Okay, and by 2025, this only solution, ERP solution from SAP will remain in the market. Okay, so all these are already retired. These two, okay, R3 and this S4 HANA. Okay, HANA will be the new ERP system which will remain in the market after 2025. This S4 HANA system. Okay, okay. Now, what is the advantage of the simplification you achieved? Okay, what are some advantages? Okay, one advantage is here you can see for some memory users, this also has increased. Okay, so now what is the advantage of this simplification you achieved? So with the simplified data model, the old traditional database size was around how much? Here you can see what was the old like database size was maybe around 593 GB, okay, gigabytes. Can you see this? Okay, here you can see. So this much was the size required to store a large scale corporation data in an ERP system. This is what the size with the traditional database. Okay, so this was the size of the database we need to store ERP data traditionally with any other database with SAP S4 HANA introduction. Okay, SAP have when SAP S4 HANA came, then what happened? Then SAP brought down the size reduced to 118.6 gigabytes of memory. Okay, look how much data it was stored. One second. Okay, so how much data it was storing previously? It was storing around it needs around 593 GB of data. But now what SAP HANA has done, it has reduced to the 118.6 GB. Okay. So now you think how is this possible? This drastic reduction in the memory consumption or memory requirement. Okay. Because now first thing you don't why this has increased to this much less. I think less, 5 times less this memory we need in SAP S4HANA. So the first thing is the like how they've removed this. Like first thing is here we don't need any secondary indexes. Okay. Second thing is we don't need any aggregate tables separately. Those temporarily tables which used to store aggregate data. Okay, you can aggregate, calculate, aggregate faster, better consumption of the data with column store gives you possibility. You don't store the data again and again. It's not repeatedly stored in the database. So that's what these are the 2 points, two main points why in SAP HANA this much space has reduced. So your interviewer may ask you, hey, like when the traditional database is needed 593 GB of data, while in SAP HANA we need only 118.6 gigabytes. So we can give two answers to him. First is we don't need any secondary indexes, and second is we don't need any aggregate tables separately. Okay. So all this contribution to the drastic reduction in the requirement of the memory to store ERP data, and that became 118.6 gigabytes of RAM on HANA. Is this clear, guys? So your effective memory, which you typically need, is 118.6 gigabytes when you are going on ABAP on HANA. It is clear, right? So, but with S4 HANA simplified data model, removing some tables, adding new functionality, done all those changes. So S4 HANA is further reduced down the memory. Here you can see this was okay. Then S4 HANA, what S4 HANA done? S4 HANA is further reduced down the memory footprint. Can you see here the change again? How much is it? Again, I think three times less again. Okay, so can you see this change? Why S4 HANA was a revolution? That's why S4 HANA we used to say it as a revolution. Because now your whole ERP, look at here. Here you can see is how much is it? 593 of gigabytes of memory, which you need. But now you just need only 42.4 gigabytes of memory for same organization to run on S4 with HANA database, keeping all the data in the memory. It is clear, guys. Here you can see this previously traditional database is needed. How much memory we need there? 593 GB, but now we need only 42.4 gigabytes. Okay, and keeping all the data in the memory. Can you imagine the speed with drastic reduction? Okay, so in a long run, it's a great USB. So today your company may need use a USB. Okay, but in the long run, when your data increase, okay, your cost come down, so you really get a better ROI. So you will see the benefits of S4 HANA. Okay. So then further on with the data aging concept, after that some data aging concepts also came here. You can see, okay, it has reduced down to 8.4 gigabytes of primary memory actually required to store the data. Look, how much data, how much memory that actual data is used to store is 8.4 gigabytes. But how much we are giving previously before 2015? It was 593 GB. Look how much it has reduced here. Okay, so here I have just used one word which is data aging. So here I just told you like then further on with the data aging concepts, it reduced down the memory to 8.4 gigs of primary memory actually required to store the data. Okay. So now what is data aging, guys? Okay, what is data aging means? So data aging means whenever you start storing data in the RAM, not all the data you need all the time. Got it? What I just said you. What data aging means? Whenever you start doing storing data in the RAM, not all the data you need all the time. You don't need all the data all the time. I mean, when you run a report in your company, you will probably run certain reports, certain programs, certain things, very few number of times. You don't even run every day. Okay, so there is some piece of data which you need very frequently on databases, on daily basis. But if you look at the another side, there is some piece of data which you don't need frequently, and there is some more piece of data which you never need. Okay, some data will also be there which you will never need. Okay, in your system also, if some files are there which you have never used, and now with S4 HANA we have removed it. Giving an example. Okay, so that concept is over is as advertising. Okay, actually it is there in the system, but you hardly need it. So what SAP does it does this. It says that is there that if there is a data which is older than 5 years, which was never read in the last 5 years, I would not keep the data in the RAM. Rather, I will move this data from the RAM out and I will keep it in the hard disk because since last 5 years nobody touched this data. Okay, nobody read this. The data was never used, so I will keep it in a cold store. So what is this cold store? Your hard disk drive is the cold store. Okay, so what is the cold store? Cold store is your RAM. Okay, if once again, two words I just used is the data is clear. Okay, then we will use cold store. What is this cold store and what is this hot store? If the data is in, once again, if the data is in RAM, if the data is in hard disk. Okay, what is cold store? Clear? What is hot store? Sorry guys. Once again, it is my hard disk. Okay, hard disk. Sorry guys, and this is my RAM. Okay, why it is out? Because we need it frequently. All this we rarely use it. Okay, okay. So hot store is our RAM and cold store is our hard disk. Okay, so the data which is needed really frequently or less frequently at all, if it is needed by any chance, keep it in the RAM. Otherwise, the hot store, the expensive memory used for storing such a data, but the data which is sent to the hard disk. So in the hard disk, that data which you send it to the hard disk, it's very often you can move it to the cold store. Okay, so what you can further reduce down the memory requirements to 8.4 gigs of space. Okay, 8.4 gigs of RAM. Okay, so can you imagine the benefits when you get with SAP S4 HANA Runner with? So that are aging activities in the system. Now, so is it clear, guys? So this is how S4 HANA is changing the industry. So it's seriously think how they reduce the memory consumption. It's really a revolution in the market in the space. Okay. Now coming to the next advantage of S4 HANA on what exactly is S4 is. Okay, so S4 is also known to be the digital core. Okay, what does this digital core means? Let's move to the next slide. What does digital core mean? So it is possible to connect sensors with S4. Okay, what is this digital core is? It means it is possible to connect sensor with S4. Okay, so it can take the data from sensors like motion sensor, okay, like light sensor, moisture sensor. Okay, do you have different varieties of sensors available in the market? Okay, right? You might see that I can have different use cases. For example, if I check if I am very big shipyard company, I'm in a very big shipyard company, and I install a light sensor in each of my container. Yeah, if somebody open a container, a light goes in the container, and then the light sensor is capturing delight and informing my S4 system. Okay, so hey, somebody opened my container. Oh, he could be a thief who has opened and trying. This is whatever. Okay, so some sensors we are using. Okay, in this, let's take it directly. Okay, so these kinds of use cases are possible now because we can take data from sensors, and it's all actually known as IoT, Internet of Things. Here you can see. Okay, it's actually an Internet of Things. Then comes with the next use case is business networks. So it can consume different varieties of data from different networks, business networks, point to point, okay? Point from one point to another point. For example, I want to connect my hybrid system, any system to the S4 system. It is possible with the help of business network connection via the S4. So you have a social network connection. So this is what only you should know only theoretically. Okay, guys. Okay. So you can connect with social media. For example, sentiment analysis is a good use case where I want to connect my S4 system with Twitter API and get the data from Twitter. Okay. So these are some of the use cases of this S4 HANA. So this is why S4HANA is going to be a digital platform for digital economy. Okay. The next on the other side, it connects people, device, and data. Okay. It connects the people, devices, and big data. It also connects. So people means it allows people to access the solution from different channels. Omni channels access. You can access via internet. You can access okay, you can access when you are on the company corporate network. So different network, you have also the capability of the old stuff, new stuff, your portals and all these benefits. Okay. You have your own launchpad, you have your own launchpad and stuff like with which access centrally the applications as code. Then it allows device support. Okay. It also allows the device support. Of course, it's the that's a very good USB of new UI so-called theory UI. Okay, it allows you to run applications on different devices. Then it has integration with big data like Hadoop system, which are also possible. You can drive the data from different systems and go into the S4. Okay, so that's why this big box is known as a digital core. Okay, this box is known as the. Is this visible now, guys? Okay, yeah. I hope it will be visible to all of you. Okay. So now, what are the three important pillars of S4 system? If you come inside this block, here you can see. Okay, first is pure UX. Okay, if I will write down it somewhere, let's write it here. Three important pillars of S4 system. Once again. Okay, so let's go back there only. So what are the some of the pillars there? Okay, so let's zoom it out. So first is here you can see is SAP Fiori UIX. Okay, UX, sorry. So the default user experience is a theory. Okay, so default user experience is theory, which means nobody willing to use your VA01. Or if somebody want to create a sales order, then they would rather go to Fiori application to create the sales order. It doesn't mean that VA01 is obsolete and been thrown out. It's still there in the system. You can use it, but if you get benefit with ease of use, better experience, or with S4 HANA, which you get it, you can do this stuff from your mobile device also. Why won't you use Fury? So SAP S4 says my default experience is Fury UX, which means almost everything you can do in a theory like user experience. Okay. Is this clear, guys? First point is clear. And second is my pen there. Okay. So this one is clear, I hope. Okay. Then the second benefit is S4 HANA applications and extensions. Okay. So this is the second benefit of S4 comes is extension. So still you can do extension. For example, if I have a application which is delivered by SAP and I want to add custom fields to that application, I will do that. Okay. So there are, it is here, right? Okay. Okay, so there are two different possibilities here called in app extension and side-by-side extension. So extension, there are two these possibilities which are part of S4, which we can achieve this as a part of S4 system. So this is also is supported. Not all your conventional, typical, old-timer party concept to do extension like screen exit. When you exit, they are still available. You can use them in S4 systems, and then the default database is HANA, so-called in-memory computing engine. So you will get all the benefits of SAP HANA database out of the box as part of S4 HANA solution. Okay, so it's a simplified model, and you get all these benefits. Okay, so now you may think, will the SPRO is also there as a part of S4? Yes, it's also there with S4. Now the biggest change for many of you is S4 is available in two different types. Okay, what are these two different types, flavors, whatever you want to see? Okay, so when you visit, for example, if you go somewhere, if you will go to a juice shop, okay, you can get a different type of juice. Okay, okay, so that's an example of this S4 also. Here it comes. The solution S4 is also available in two different types. One is on-premise solution, okay? One is this on-premise solution and another is cloud edition. Okay, what does this on-premise mean? This on-premise means this is an on-premise edition where your company have to set up hard, where your company have to buy CDs, your company have to hire people who will manage the system. Basically, the basis people here in the on-premise I'm talking about. Firstly, let's talk about what is this on-premise. So on-premise is this is an on-premise edition where our company have to set up hard disk. Okay, where our company have to buy CDs. Okay, where our company have to hire people who will manage the system. Basically, some basis people, the developers, they will hire those people. Okay, your company will hire these people, and then your company will have to buy servers, computers, laptops, every single infrastructure item which company will have to buy, which they need for networking, laptop, and everything they need to buy those high-end computers to store the RAM and store RAM. Okay, store RAM. After that, it's owned by your company. Your company have to invest on hardware and plus S4 software also. This is what on-premise edition is. So S4 HANA is also available in two editions. First, as I just told you, this S on-premise edition here you have to buy everything, every single thing. Okay, like hard disk you have to buy and S4 HANA software you have to buy. Okay, so and this goes as a traditional licensing contract. Let's say 10-year license with S4 like ERP. So in ERP, it's a licensed contract. So a company will sign a license. Your company will sign a license for let's say 10 years, 20 years, which you are signing with SAP to use S4 on-premise edition. Okay. Then the another side, where this is the evolution. Okay. Then the another side here you can see the cloud edition. So cloud edition means there is zero infrastructure cost. Okay. You guys, yeah, you are thinking correct. Okay. You are heard it correct. There is zero infrastructure cost, which means you don't have to buy hardware. You don't have to hire some team. You don't have to hire basic people. You don't have to hire anywhere to manage your system. And that's what is cloud edition. As for okay, as for cloud is the application as a service offering. Okay, so they are offering the service to us. Like Gmail, do you need to use Gmail and installation in your computer? Do we need to install it? No. So out okay, so it's already available. But if you want to install any app, any other app, for example, Outlook, is like kind of installation is required in our computer. or for Gmail, it's a mail as a service. Okay, so S4 Cloud is an application as a service. Okay, so is this clear? If we will open our in this, what is there? I mean, S4 HANA Cloud is, we will just open our browser, open the sales order, create and done. That's all. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to download the GUI, nothing. So there is zero infrastructure cost. Okay, there is no infrastructure cost. Okay, but in this contract, okay, in this contract is subscription. It's this is not called as a contract. This is known as a subscription. Okay, it's now no more license contract. So it's a S4 HANA on cloud. Okay, on cloud edition is a subscription based model, and this subscription can cost you depending on the usage. It can also cost depending on number of users you are using, your company. So initial cost and implementation time is very low. Guys, just take an example of Netflix. Okay, so there you can see the different subscription. If you want to log into the single device, log in into the two device, more than two device. You want to see in HD. You want to see. You want to download it. You want everything is same like that. It comes into this S4 HANA also, where in cloud edition everything is based on this subscription model. Okay. Okay, so in case of cloud, you don't have to buy hardware, you don't have to buy expensive hardware. You can simply get started with the implementation right from very beginning. Okay, so you can start using it without any extra cost on your company, no infrastructure. Okay, there is no infrastructure cost at all. For example, look, if you want to start from here, if you will go to browser, if you want to search something, you will write directly by going to there. But okay, so simple. It's same like that only. Okay, so it's a subscription model on the cloud edition. Okay, is this clear, guys? Okay, let's give me a moment. I think now we will come to the is this advantage is clear. I hope. Okay, now there are some disadvantages also. Okay, because everything will comes with pros and cons. Okay, so once again, let me clear this. Okay, so what are the some like disadvantages of this on cloud? Okay, it's just like you are hiring a laptop from your friend every month, every day. Okay, but one second. So here you can say, for example, some subscription model is there. And then you can say every month we need to pay for it. Okay, but after some time, it's not like you are using SAP for 1 year in your company or for 2 years. So first disadvantage is if we are taking it on subscription basis, after some time the cost will increase. The cost will increase more. For example, if like nowadays this like rent services are there. If you want to put some water purifier at your home, something like some prices they will take, and they will install it at your home without any installation cost, nothing. You don't need to give, you just have to give in the every month rent. But see, for example, I think for every month you are giving 500 rupees. Okay, so for how many years you will give? For example, you want it for 2 years. Okay, so it will be around 12,000 or 15,000. Okay, so but after 2 years you will be lost. Why? Because in 12,000, 15,000, you will get your own purifier. So it's same like, so the first disadvantage is the cost may increase more. Okay, this is clear, guys. First disadvantage for cloud edition is clear. Now the second disadvantage with the S4 cloud is you don't have SAP GUI access. Yes, you heard it correct. There is no SAP GUI access with the cloud edition, which means you can't run these reports like SPR and all. You can't do workflow. You cannot write a report. You can't do report building. So it's a very restricted environment. You have to use a solution which is more or less the standard, and this is based on the standard best practice implementation. So what is the second is clear. Second disadvantage is, first is the cost may increase, and the second is where you can see is Yeah, where what you can see is okay. So there we don't have any SAP GUI access. Okay, so you don't so you do not get any access of HANA Studio, you don't get any access of SAP GUI, you don't get any access to a web system. Okay, you don't get any access to HANA TV, nothing. In a cloud edition, you just get a browser, you start application, okay, use them, that's all. Okay, so now both has like pros and cons. Okay, so as you can see here on premise, however, you have all the access. You have SAP UI, which where you can do SPRO, you can do reports, you can do workflows, everything you can do, whatever you can do in the SAP GUI. Okay, your SAP, you cannot do that in the cloud because there is no SAP GUI access. Okay, you can also do basic change configuration and stuff like that in the cloud. Those who want, okay, and if anyone more interested in S4 HANA Cloud report, we are also providing that. Okay, you can contact us for any S4 HANA Cloud related courses. Okay. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, so that's all for this session, guys. I hope you may like this. Okay, thank you for joining this. Okay, see you in the next session. Bye bye. Have a good day.